let me add something right there because I think okay, so and we talked about this a couple of shows ago. I think the difference now where we've evolved to from a society standpoint is that if you go back to 1994 when Kelly married Aaliyah, and even if you take it to the early 2000s or 2010s, the idea of celebrity has been changing. So I think that we
Mm.
used to look at celebrities so far away that they couldn't be touched, and I think now the way social media has changed, celebrities are much closer to us now. They have to communicate. Their lives are accessible, and I think now we've gotten to a point where we just don't. People are ready to call out celebrities for things, and obviously with social media, can put out a well, for instance, someone who puts out an allegation and puts out a suit. At that point, the algorithm is caught the whole Jay Z thing now. So whether Jay Z did it or not, it's in the algorithm now. So it just being in the algorithm alone, it starts to massage into people's brains, and now that's all they can think about. So he had that's why to Ian's point earlier, that's why he had to respond. Jay-Z is known to never address people. People would talk stuff about Jay-Z. Everybody got something to say about Jay-Z forever. You know what I'm saying? And Jay-Z is the he is the king of I'm too good to respond. He always been that way. You know what I'm saying? The last person he
Yeah.
responded to was Nas. You know what I'm saying? And that was the problem. So he never responds, but we live in a world now that even somebody who doesn't typically respond, man, you got to respond. The algorithm it puts so much pressure on you now that
Now, do I believe that he did it? I wouldn't put it past because of I was shocked with the whole Diddy thing. I was shocked. I was just shocked with everything. So I wouldn't put it past. Yeah. Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well,
It
to
wouldn't be.
V-Rock's point, everybody, we heard certain things. We heard about the R. Kelly, for example. We've heard about some things with Diddy. I haven't heard anything with regards to Jay-Z. That's the one thing I haven't heard. But, but, and I promise it's the last time I'm going to speak about the Kells thing. But from the time that it was known, any parent that allowed their child to be around him alone or whatever should be at least negligent in the situation and be
They should
seen
be sitting
as
right next to him.
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So my
I totally agree.
problem with that is that so you let a known pedophile be around your young daughter alone, and now you're complaining that your daughter was, potentially molested by him when you had this
Yeah,
information before. Only people that could say something else other to that would be people who were prior to the information. Maybe
right.
the only people, maybe Aaliyah's parents could be the only ones that can get away with that. But after
Yeah,
that, y'all can't say that no more.
Yeah.
yeah,
Y'all definitely can't say it after the videotapes came out. So y'all can't say that after that. I heard about R. Kelly chilling up at McDonald's and waiting, picking them as they was coming in
Right there in
Chicago.
Hyde Park. Yep.
Right,
yeah,
and I'm here in Jersey. So if I
right.
heard it from
Wow.
here, I know they people in that area, B Rock and everybody else from the area. I know y'all knew.
Yeah, we knew.
So
We
We
knew.
so
do.
you
Yeah,
have to be negligent and willfully ignorant
yeah,
to allow your child in those situations. So going back with this whole thing with Cassie, with Diddy, is that come on now? I mean, mom and dad chilling in the apartment that I don't. It ain't happening. I mean, I know I'm not the only man here. It ain't
no,
happening.
listen, you,
You're right.
Ian, you, that
I'm going to jail.
I'm glad you dwelling on that point because I do think that that is a point going forward that people have to also look at, like the parents. Where are the parents?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part that never even gets talked about most of the time. It's like, how is it even possible?
The
You know,
fathers in particular.
the fathers in
Right.
particular.
I still to this day.
Right.
I still to this day. And let me just say this. with any of these situations, if it's my child, I may not tell y'all what's gonna happen, this, that, and the other. But when it happens, y'all gonna be like, I knew it was gonna happen.
He gonna crash out.
It's
Yeah.
going to happen. You know,
Yeah.
I to this very day, and I think I may have had this conversation with you on my show back in the day. I am so angry with Tracy Martin. Tracy Martin, the father of Trayvon Martin,
Mm.
because I
Oh,
can't I can't. My son wasn't coming back to where I was at. He's in my care. This
right.
situation happens. You know, my son and this guy around here like a semi-celebrity and selling his gun and all this other type stuff.
Yeah.
It's I may not involve anybody in on my thoughts. It'll be a lone gunman type situation. But Zimmerman would have been gone, and I would have gladly stood. I'd have did life in prison, like I
Yeah.
was in
Yeah.
Yeah.
camp, camp spa, whatever. Ain't no
Yeah.
way. But I don't know how, as a parent, our biggest fear is losing our children.
Right.
I don't know as a parent how we can live through knowing somebody violated our child physically, mentally, emotionally, as a father in particular, and be okay with a couple of dollars or I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't see how that money is satisfactory. Like somebody violated my daughter,
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
kicked my son. I can't see that. So that
Yeah.
for me, I look at the parents' responses, either they really were not hands on that type of parent, with their child, and they're really that disconnected, or everybody's on a money grab. I don't know which one it is, but
I think it's that. I think it's the latter. It's definitely a money grab, and I think money is a powerful thing. Unfortunately, to shut people up. I personally feel the same way. I'm
Yeah.
gonna crash out too, because at the end of the day, for my kids, if someone either killed my kid, he's not going to be able to walk around the town anymore. I don't care about money. I'm the same way. I don't care. I'll gladly do life in jail. And if someone violates my daughter, I mean, God help them, because I don't care. I don't care about money. You can't pay me. You can't pay me. It doesn't. There's no amount of money that's going to save you from the things I'm going to do. So I think that I like the fact you talked about that, because I often wonder that too, how these parents are able to just be okay,
Yeah.
because whether it's 24 years ago, if it's true, I'm seeing about it back in 2000 with Jay-Z. I'm not going to see about it 24 years later. I'd have dealt with Jay-Z during the Blueprint album. We'd have been talking way back then. We wouldn't be talking right now. So,
No later
exactly.
than
you
Blueprint
know,
2. Somewhere
no,
between
it wouldn't
Blueprint
even have
and
been a
Blueprint 2.
Blueprint 2. But what I'm going to do, I want to go on to the main subject, quote
And
unquote.
before you do, and I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
Again, this is your radio show. I'm going to say that out loud for me, not for you, 'cause I need to shut myself up. But it is we're men. We need to get back in and take charge of our households and our communities, because
100%.
none of this stuff should be happening.